Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Thursday, January 27th, 2011. Well, folks, we've had some volatility today in the middle of the day, but the markets have gone into snooze fest with them just floating sideways to up since really about 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And again, you can see that little bit of selling came in, and then the markets just have gone into that sleeper mode into the end of the day or into the early afternoon at this point. It's about 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and again, the market still cannot get through the 12,000 level on a closing basis for the Dow. That has been a sticking point. We were over yesterday, then by the end of the day we pulled through. Today we were over early, pulled back, and now we're creeping back up to that level. Again, the big question will be, do we get above that level by the close? That level coincides with 130 on the SPY, which is this green trend line right here. Look at how many times over the last 2 days we've hit this. Early in the day yesterday, many times late in the day, 1, 2, 3, 4 times late in the day, 5 times today, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And before that or after that, we saw a pullback, the market starting to sell. The reason why this sell came in, folks, the dollar started to push higher. So again, the dollar pushing higher right there pushes the market down. If we can look at the UUP chart, which is the dollar ETF, this move up in the dollar right here, see this move up right here? That's coinciding perfectly with the SPY on the downward momentum move here. But again, what I want to just make everyone realize is that once the dollar goes into a sideways move, take a look at the sideways to slightly lower move now in the dollar, that move now, with light volume in the middle of the day on the SPY, on the markets overall, it means the markets will start to float neutral to higher. That's just the way it is. Generally, think about this. What do they do if you're depressed? If you're negative, what do? They try to medicate you. They try to make you positive. So the general thought process is the average human, the average person, has a positive outlook. Therefore, if volume is very light, it's generally going to be neutral to positive. And that's why you get that positive move in the markets when things are so light. And again, as I said, if you're not positive and you're depressed, what do? They medicate you to try to make you positive. So that's the way it is in this world. And again, that's why in the light volume, as you can see, the volume trails off here. The markets go sideways to higher. My big question is going to be this area. Do we close above 130 today? Do we take out the 130 SPY level? That's a huge level. If you close above that level, you probably go higher to about 131 on the SPY. Okay? So that's what we have going on. Again, you're stuck between a range here. Look at the pivot low here, and pivot low over here. It all matches right around that 129.50 to 40 level. And at the top, it's the 130 level on the SPY. The dollar again is moved off the lows. It's basically flat on the day, but it is off the lows down here. Gold, take a look at gold. Gold is getting hammered today, folks. So gold dropping sharply. Again, we had that position, took half off the table with the good gain, along with AUY, and a break-even stop takes us out on that, or an in-the-money stop takes you out on that beautifully. So good profits on gold there. And again, that's what it's all about, folks, money management. I've drilled that into our members' heads day in, day out, probably for the last couple years, and that's what we do. That's why our members are so successful, because they have money management. If you don't have money management skills, if you're not willing to learn the discipline of swing trading or day trading, you will be a loser. Doesn't matter what service you join, you will always be a loser. So you got to get on board with that, folks, and understand that. We're here to teach you. We're here to help you in the Research Center. In addition, folks, just by the way, if you take the webinar this Saturday is a 5-hour course, 1 p.m. Eastern Time this Saturday to 6 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday, you get our new debut CD. The DVD, is not going to be launched for at least a month or two, but we will be giving it out as a bonus to those who take the webinar this weekend. It is a huge value. It's going to be a huge price on the website. You want to get this free before anyone else even gets it, and you will get that by joining the webinar this weekend. Again, you can go sign up on our website at inthemoneystocks.com under the Education Seminars and Webinars link on the website. All right, there's plenty of things all over the website pointing you to it. You should be able to find it. But again, that DVD will be free. It's an amazing DVD, hardcore DVD, one that everyone needs to have in their collection. All right, USO is also taking a little bit of a hit today. The USO down about 57 cents, but it is floating back with the markets. If we look at the daily chart here, the 200 moving average is still the support level you're watching here on the USO. Below that here on the USO would be this point of interest. Let's take a look at a couple intraday charts here. Apple Computer is basically flat on the day. Nothing doing there. Goldman Sachs is having a good bounce back day. We called the bear flag on the daily perfectly. Take a look at this bear flag fall. Down and then bear flag underneath the 50. That's a perfect bear flag. And look at the collapse. All right, and then today it's finally getting a bounce after a 2-day move down off the bear flag. And again, you just have to recognize the price pattern and timing here. In this case, it was perfect pattern. A move below the 50, consolidation in a bearish pattern below the 50. That's like a ceiling working as a pushing down factor. And then sure enough, the bear flag plays out over the last 2 days, and we'd called that in the nightly videos. Okay? So that's very good. Jpmorgan up 25 cents right now. Jpmorgan's having this resistance level between right around this 45.50 to 45 and a quarter level. Good resistance on Jpmorgan. Very, very good resistance. And again, we'll see. One stock that's in the motion here, DSCM. This stock just announced that they're going to be selling their products, their drugs on Facebook. The last time a stock did this was GLUU, and that thing took off. So this thing looks like it's going to push through $2 here over the next few minutes or so. A beautiful little news break. Look at the volume surge down here. So again, a move through 2 is probably pretty likely on this stock as it continues to look pretty healthy. Small financials are having a great day on the back of Hanmi Financial. Hanmi Financial announced their first profit in over 2 years, 4 cents a share on $5.9 million in net profit. And again, the stock, take a look at this. What a move up. This is a little financial. It's actually one that I recommended buying at 103 in the Research Center on the Hot Charts and Alerts. And remember, you get the Research Center, everything is included in that Research Center. So you would have had the Hot Charts and Alerts, the Pro Trader Watch List, the nightly videos, the technical tactics, the daily market reports, you name it, it's all included there. But again, take a look. This is where we talked about it right here. And look at the pop. It went all the way to about 120, which was my first target, and then consolidated, and now popping to a high of 175 today. A huge move, basically 30, 40, 50% move on this play. And again, that's setting off some of these other small cap bank stocks as well. Bank Atlantic, look at this pop today. That's a 19-cent pop to $1.10. I mean, think about that. You're talking about a 25% move up in BBX in sympathy, and there are plenty of others out there that look like they're moving as well. So good stuff there. It's been a fantastic trading day. I want to just say that. In the intraday stock chat, LCRX was scalped. I mean, there were just scalps galore left and right. Even though the markets themselves were not too volatile early in the day, the scalping was just great between small caps and large caps. So good intraday stock chat today. People making their premiums and making their money like they need to be doing. And again, Research Center is always a pleasure too. Remember that webinar this weekend, folks. Okay, last but not least, let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon has earnings after the bell today. The stock popping up. Notice the fall here and then the bear flag and the negation of the bear flag. That tells me that you cannot have an angle on the earnings. All right, you can't assume it's going to go down or up on earnings because you had a bearish pattern, which might have dictated a little bit of a drop, but now that's being negated, so it could go back up. So it becomes a 50-50. It could go up 15 points, could go down 15 points, could go up 5 points, could go down 5 points. You have no good read on this, therefore it's a neutral. Okay, ahead of earnings. They're expecting 88 to 95 cents in earnings per share. That's what analysts are expecting. Google is up $2. Chevron and Exxon are basically flat on the day. Cisco's flat. Dell's down slightly. Intel's up slightly. Really, again, a neutralish day. Markets are just holding steady underneath that 12,000 on the Dow. Today's close is going to be very interesting, and I will go over it in the nightly video tonight in depth because we are going to want to see very closely here. Do we get back above the 12,000? Do we hold 12,000 today with a buy program late in the day, or do we settle back down? And these things will dictate the next few days in trading, so it's important to analyze the closing levels on this market. We will watch it very closely, and again, I'll give you all the information you need in the nightly video tonight, which is part of the Research Center. Take the free trial, folks. It's there for you to check it out. Otherwise, join us up, and again, take the webinar this weekend. It will be awesome. Take care, folks. Have a great afternoon.